Thanks so much for visiting Tina Butty on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hello, and welcome back to Tina Butty Podcast. I'm Erica.
And I'm Dominic.
And on today's podcast, we are going to be talking about hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, that wonderful drink that people drink when it's cold outside.
Yes.
I think it's better than tea or coffee sometimes.
Yeah. It feels festive.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say it's festive. I just associate it with a cold night, you know. I don't
Do
really,
you?
Yeah, I don't
I
really
associate
think
it with,
with
like,
Christmas. People think, oh, Christmas because, you know, it's hot chocolate and you eat chocolate at Christmas.
Yeah.
But really, I think it's like any time it's cold, you know.
It's like a treat. So yeah.
It's a treat, yeah.
Yeah. It's a treat that I only like kind of treat myself around Christmas, or maybe like, I guess into January too, but.
I mean, growing up with my father, I never really drank it so much, you know, really, because it was just something that, you know, it's like I'd be in the supermarket and I'd see it and I go, oh yeah, hot chocolate, and I get it and it'd be in the cupboard for like months and before I remembered, oh, I have hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And it was always cold in Britain.
Yeah.
It was like, well, majority of the time anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know, during winter, I'd be like, oh, I might make a hot chocolate for myself. Yeah, I'll have to put it down with the coffee so I'll know it's there.
Yeah.
And it would be like, you know, options. There was this stuff, options we used to get. My dad used to drink it too, even though he's not really a chocolate fan.
Yeah.
He likes dark chocolate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But milk chocolate and white chocolate, nah. He's
Yeah.
not into it, you know. But, yeah, we're going to be talking about some brands. The brands of hot chocolate.
All the
brands of hot chocolate, and which are the best.
Yeah. In Britain and America.
In Britain and America, yes. Yeah. Because there's a lot of hot chocolate brands in the UK. You'd think it was just Cadbury, but, well, it's not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You did the research on this podcast. So I was going to say, I don't think there's that many brands of hot chocolate in the United States, but
there's quite a few.
Yeah,
there's big ones.
There's definitely more than what I have tasted, because I don't know. We were looking at Walmart or something the other day, weren't we? And I was just like, "What? This is a hot chocolate? This makes hot chocolate? What? You know, I don't."
Let's get on that.
Okay.
The first one I've got on here is Ovaltine. Have you ever had Ovaltine?
I think...
Because that's a thing in Britain too, Ovaltine.
Yeah, I think I've had Ovaltine, like, when I was a kid at my grandma's house when I was really little, It's
like an old people drink.
It's old-fashioned, yeah.
Yeah, we've got another thing, well, we'll talk about that later on, but we've got another brand as well that's associated kind of like with Ovaltine. It's like, oh, drink your Ovaltine. You know?
Yeah.
Drink your Ovaltine, Gran. You know, it's that kind of thing.
You know how I mentioned hot chocolate around Christmas time.
Christmas time.
Speaking of Christmas, Ovaltine, we have a big movie in America that's a hit over here. We talked about it in a podcast around this time of year last year. I don't know if it's started to creep into Britain since it is so popular over here, but
maybe someone tweets about it and, you know, people are like, oh, I've got to check that out.
The movie is A Christmas Story. And
A Christmas Story is the name of the film, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's huge over here. They show it 24/7 on Christmas Day.
On a channel called TNT.
Yeah. Is it TNT?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And anyway.
They show it, they stop playing it, you know, at the end of the movie, and then it stops, and then it starts again almost immediately. There are no adverts.
Yes, there are. Oh, you mean in between?
In between, yeah, because that's usually when you have the adverts. But no, the adverts start. The adverts are in the film itself, you know.
Yeah.
It's just really confusing over here. Television is just crazy.
Anyway, there's a big scene in that movie where he's got this spy decoder thing, you know, and he's got his and he's taking his little orphan Annie thing. I think it came in the mail, I can't remember, but he goes and he's like decoding the message and everything. Oh no, it's on the radio. His little orphan Annie decoder thing. Yeah. And the radio gives the clue. Okay.
He's like a 12-year-old boy. Ralphie, his name is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Wonder Years thing where the growing up Ralphie is narrating all throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I was 12 and I didn't know.
It's set in the 50s.
My dad was going to do this. And yeah, it's set in the 50s, you know. And it was made in the 1980s, I think 1982 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been kind of like a Christmas tradition over here.
I think it kind of is where the Wonder Years came from.
Maybe, yeah. It gave the idea for that. That was a big deal in Britain.
Yeah.
But I don't think Christmas Story was.
But anyway, he's decoding the message. I think they give and your last clue is this, on the radio. He's listening to the radio.
Yeah.
And so he's frantically figuring out this message. He's decoded it, and he's he's got his little tongue sticking out, and he's thinking really hard, and he writes it down, and it ends up being be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. I didn't do this for
Yeah, he's just a crummy commercial. A commercial. I did all of this.
Commercial. I did all of this for a crummy commercial.
Yeah, crummy commercial.
Yes, that's exactly how the narration sounds.
So that's what I think. So that's what I think of when I think of Ovaltine. But
Ovaltine, it's it was a thing, in one of the Only Fools and Horses Christmas special. Actually, the 1982 one.
Oh, yeah.
Enough. Diamonds Are for Heather. I mean, lots of British people out there will know Only Fools and Horses and have seen all the Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Where he's in love with this woman called Heather. And he's running about, and, Rodney and Grandad are just, laughing at him. And Rodney says to him, oh, look at him. He's like a born-again Ovaltine. And it was this commercials in the 60s and 70s for Ovaltinis. They were trying to market the drink to young kids.
Yeah.
Are you an Ovaltine? I think that was the thing. I mean, it's not anymore, it's but it was kind of an Ovaltine,
yeah.
The Ovaltine Club. But it's such an old-fashioned drink now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think.
It's it's like Bovril and stuff like that in the UK. It's like what people used to drink in the 40s and 50s.
Funnily, I remember though seeing it on the shelves in Britain, Ovaltine.
Yeah. I mean, it's still out.
But I'm trying to think now. Like the last time we went to the grocery store.
I've seen it over here.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. I just can't picture in my.
It's like a malted milk drink, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't.
Or is it just hot chocolate? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've ever had that, but I've had a British one.
I think you can drink it cold, can't you?
I don't know.
It's just like chocolate milk, so you can drink it cold or hot.
I don't know. Horlicks is the one I was going to say, though, the British brand. We're getting on to that. Horlicks is kind of like the same thing as Ovaltine, I think.
Okay.
It's a malted milk drink. It's it's what I associate. Oh, gotta have me Horlicks now, and it's very cold out there, and they make me Horlicks before bed, and it's like a drink you drink before going to bed.
Yeah,
it's that's what Ovaltine is as well. It's have me hot drink before bed, have me hot water bottle, and I'm all Yorkshire now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it's because it's grim. No, because I'll have me Ovaltine. Yeah, I'll be all right. But yeah, that's what I mean. I think they do it's kind of it's in a similar vein to hot chocolate.
I think
I've had it.
I don't know if you're thinking that just because the packaging looks similar, or maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, I've never had Horlicks, so
my gran made it for me a couple of times because when I'd stay over with her, she'd baby me. I was 12 or 13 or something.
Yeah,
she'd stay over. She'd put the sheets on the bed, and that sheet underneath the thing that you do over here, you put the sheet under the duvet, the top sheet, which is kind of doesn't really exist anymore in Britain.
That's a different discussion.
That's a different discussion, yeah, the top sheet and everything. I think we've talked about it on here before anyway, but it's just she'd put a hot water bottle in and, because it's cold out, and she'd make me a cup of Horlicks. And I was just or a cup of tea. It used to be a cup of tea, but then it was graduated into Horlicks. And I thought, it's great, it's hot chocolate, but it was just kind of no, it's not. It's just it's a very malty milk drink.
Yeah.
Very malty. That's what I found it to be. And, I just didn't really care for it. I preferred hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Another brand, Nesquik, do hot chocolate too. I think you can make I think you can have that cold too.
Do they have that in Britain also?
Yeah,
Nesquik?
yeah. Nesquik's pretty big. The cereal was my favorite.
I don't know if you can have Nesquik. Can you have Nesquik hot?
I think you can make it hot. I mean,
Nesquik,
why not?
To me, I just associate
It's
Nesquik.
chocolate powder.
Yeah, I mean, you just heat
and you
it
can
up.
have you can make a strawberry Nesquik as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do the hot milk, the hot strawberry milkshake.
Maybe.
The juice of your life.
Yeah. If you have no idea what he's talking about, you need to go back and listen to our previous podcast.
The previous podcast, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Nesquik hot. I'm just thinking Nesquik like chocolate milk, strawberry milk, but cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you can heat it up. I mean, I don't know why you can't.
You can just put hot milk in it, because you make hot chocolate over here with hot milk, don't you? I mean, I'm sure that was the way it was done in years gone by, but since I've been a kid, it was always like put the kettle on, stick, and just, instant hot chocolate powder.
I mean, most of the powders, when you buy them, they put boiling water.
Boiling water, and, because
you can
they've got
add
powdered milk in it, I guess.
I think so, yeah. But I find them to be quite watery, so my grandma always would put, like...
Ovaltine was kind of weak with it,
would put a bit of milk in, make it with the water, like half water, and then just add milk to it, and the water's hot enough that it warms the milk up. And,
well, that's kind of what I do as well when I make hot chocolate.
Basically like making a cup of tea, and but yeah, my grandma always would boil the water, get the water hot, add it to the cup, mix that together, and then add some milk in.
That's cold milk, yeah.
Cold milk, yeah.
That's what I do now, because
but she would warm it up in a pan too, but she liked to do that and just drink it, like just drink warm milk
she
as
used
well.
to drink hot water too, didn't she? It's just it was, to me, it's just like, you just make it and mix it up, and I am guilty of putting a little bit of sugar in too, because people go, why are you adding sugar? It's got sugar in it. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really, though.
It does, though.
It does, though. It does, but it's not as much as... It's only a small, like, sachet,
Yeah.
So, I don't add too much sugar.
He does.
I don't. What you talking about? Anyway, Hershey's syrup.
Hershey's syrup?
Added to hot milk.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, Hershey's do a hot chocolate on its own anyway.
I never thought about that, but yeah, I mean, I don't know why you couldn't make hot chocolate out of Hershey's syrup, but have you had Hershey's syrup? I love how we're having this discussion on
we're having this discussion on air.
Yeah, on air. I don't think that the Hershey syrup tastes as terrible as the chocolate bars.
Because it's just the chocolate syrup. It's not like milk.
Yeah.
There's no milk. Because it's like emulsified milk or something, isn't it?
Because Hershey's apparently makes their own hot chocolate.
Yeah, they do.
The powdered variety. Which I didn't know
York Peppermint, you saw that before. York Peppermint Patty do one too.
Yeah, which I didn't know that Hershey's does one. I would not have wanted it. Although, now that you're saying people make hot chocolate out of Hershey's syrup.
Well, they do. They warm up the milk and then they just squirt in some syrup and mix it all up and that's it. But I imagine that just tastes kind of like chocolatey milk.
I don't know.
Rather than hot chocolate.
Do you guys do that?
Do you guys do it?
Yeah.
Are you quite lazy in your hot chocolate endeavor?
I just can't. Would that work? I mean, but anyway, to get back to my point, the Hershey's syrup. You could do that with
anything, couldn't you?
The Hershey's syrup is not as bad as the Hershey's chocolate bars. So I don't know, and I hadn't thought about that, but that maybe is what the powdered Hershey's hot cocoa is like too. Rather than taking so much like the chocolate bars. Yeah, I'm curious about that. If you guys
have to try it. We'll have to do a taste test of it.
If you guys have had Hershey's hot chocolate, or if you've made hot chocolate using Hershey syrup, let us know, because I'm really curious about that now, how that exactly works, especially the syrup, because that just sounds weird.
It sounds a bit weird, yeah, because I mean, you could do that with anything. You could get that with a caramel or something in hot milk.
Oh, God.
I wonder what that would taste like. Now we'll have to do an experiment. That's something to do an experiment with. The next one is Mexican hot chocolate. Abuelita.
Abuelita, yeah.
Abuelita.
And it...
Abuelita.
Abuelita.
Abuelita. Abuelita.
No, the reason this made the list, because this is not technically American, it's Mexican. But you can find it over here. I think pretty much anywhere. I could be wrong. If you are listening somewhere in America and you have never ever heard of Abuelita Mexican hot chocolate, then let me know.
It's made with cinnamon, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because I'm in Texas you can find it, but you can find it in the regular grocery store. You don't have to go to a specialty place.
They do it powdered, and they do these like chocolate discs as well that just melt in like hot milk or water or something.
Yeah.
And apparently it's got I've never had it, but apparently it's got like a grainy kind of texture. When?
I think we've had it. Yeah, when you first moved here, my grandma, I'm almost certain that she gave us a Mexican hot chocolate.
And I was kind of like, "What's this?"
Yeah,
it's not chocolate. Yeah.
It definitely has a different taste to any other hot chocolate. As you said, there's cinnamon in it. And I think maybe like some other kinds of spices too. It has a lot of flavor. It's bursting with flavor.
It's bursting with flavor. It's got cinnamon. It's got a little bit of spice, and it's very kind of dark chocolate as well. It's not really like milky.
Yeah. It's quite a strong flavor. It's not.
Yeah,
you wouldn't put marshmallows in it.
Yeah, now that you've told me about it, I seem to remember having it, and I was just kind of like, oh, this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to like the instant hot chocolate, Cadbury drinking chocolate and everything.
Because it's sweet, but it's not as sweet as regular hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's very like spiced.
Mm-hmm.
Like mulled hot chocolate.
And there's a texture to it.
Yeah, it's like a grainy
different
texture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a grainy kind of like, it's thicker.
It's a little bit grainy,
getting a little
I think it's the spices maybe. Or actually, when it's made from those discs are basically like...
concentrated.
Well, it's kind of like
beans.
chocolate. Yeah, it's like chocolate shavings all compacted.
Doing the action
yeah, I'm like doing it as if you can see
all
it.
Compacted into a disc.
It's like you've shaved some chocolate and then you've compacted it down into a disc. So I think maybe those are like. And again, I'm doing my fingers like.
It's like rough and coarse and
Mm-hmm. So I guess maybe that doesn't dissolve really well when you
milled to a fine powder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because talking about, it's kind of similar to like the Spanish drinking chocolate.
Oh God!
Now this is funny because
have we told this story?
Yeah,
before?
I think we have. I think we have. So apologies for those who have heard
it before. Yeah.
But those who haven't, here it is. When we went to Spain, we went to Fuengirola, which is on the coast, and it was raining. Yeah. And it was really raining, and we thought, we'll just
quite cold.
We'll just come into this cafe, because not much was open. It was off season, and everything was there. And we went into this cafe, and we sat down and said, I'll have a hot chocolate. It's quite chilly out there, It's quite rainy. We'll have a hot chocolate. And so, okay, 3, because my dad was there. 3 hot chocolates,
Yeah.
And so she and we'll have a couple of croissants too. You didn't want to eat anything.
No.
So you were just like, I'll just have hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And it came, and we looked, and the hot chocolates came with the croissants. and I just remember your face being like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was thick, like melted chocolate.
Uh-huh.
And my dad was like, oh yeah, that's what they kind of do here, is the drinking chocolate, literal like melted chocolate. It's like a cup of chocolate is kind of.
I don't know if people drink it, or if like.
No, they do.
They thought
we
wanted it to
done it for centuries,
dip the croissants in. I don't know.
Well, they were in cups to drink.
It was odd. Yeah.
But it was just like pure milk chocolate,
It was, and you drank it, and it wasn't quite as thick as it looked. If you like. Tilted the cup side to side, you would just see it thick, like if you're melting chocolate bars down to do chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Yeah, but there was a tiny little bit of water or milk or whatever in it. Because it was easy enough to drain. It was easy enough to drink.
Yeah, I mean, do not get me wrong. It was much thicker than any hot chocolate.
Yeah, there was no marshmallows or whipped cream for this, and it wasn't like chocolate flavored water, if you want.
No, it was. I mean, I think it literally was melted chocolate with some hot water in
added,
it, like just to thin it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Yeah, I mean, it was good though, because we had croissants and we were just dipping them in them. We were just like, oh, this is pretty good. Yeah.
Well,
cup of chocolate.
Dominic's dad said that what they do. I mean, obviously, and that makes more sense. We had really gone there to get some churros.
Yes, we wanted churros, and they were like, "Oh, no churros today."
Yeah, it's time. We're done doing them.
Yeah,
they stopped doing them at a certain time. I don't know what time it was, but yeah, we finished them for the day. And we're like, okay.
So they just gave us the chocolate.
But apparently that's what they do is they give you a cup of chocolate like that, and then you dunk the churros in.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, does she not understand that we're wanting to actually drink this?
Maybe.
Or what?
But I figured...
Or maybe that's normal. I don't know.
Because the thing is, in Fuengirola and stuff like that, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but, in there's a lot of British tourists come out there. Mm-hmm. So, because earlier in the day we'd been to this cafe that did an Australian English breakfast or something. It was Australian cafe, but it did English breakfast.
Full English.
And all this. It caters to, the British tourism. So British tourists aren't going there looking for churros,
Yeah,
So when we came in looking for churros and they didn't have any and we just said, oh, we'll just have hot chocolate then. They figured, oh, they just want the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That goes with the churros. Okay, weirdos.
Yeah.
And we'll have croissants with it. And okay,
Yeah.
It was good. It was good though. I liked it. It was an experience.
if you happen to be Spanish listening or have ever spent an extended amount of time in Spain, let us know if that is how people drink hot chocolate in Spain, or if we just got a cup of chocolate and we drank it. I mean, I don't remember the waitress looking at us weird when we were drinking it from the cup
tourists.
or anything.
They're just like, we'll serve your whims no matter what.
But yeah, so that was different.
Yeah, but moving on, Swiss Miss. That's that's one of the top brands over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
And apparently it was some sort of airline thing they served on planes.
Apparently that's how it started.
And then everybody was like, oh, have you tried the hot chocolate on the planes? It's like domestic flights.
Yeah. I mean, the outside of the box has mountains on it.
Yeah, like
so
Swiss
it leads
Alps.
you to believe that it's
Swiss chocolate.
Yeah.
But it's actually invented in America.
I don't know what the miss is. Swiss Miss. It makes me think of Christmas. Yeah. Swiss Miss,
Like miss. Like a miss.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. Yeah, it is with the... Oh, is it?
Yes, MISS. Swiss Miss.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, MISS. Yeah.
Swiss Miss.
But it sounds like Christmas.
I guess
I know
so.
Christmas is MAS.
And they put marshmallows in hot chocolate over here. I mean,
freeze-dried
marshmallows.
Yeah.
So, and they're tiny, so, you can add your own whipped cream and everything to it.
Yeah.
I guess, But that's something that everybody had growing up because it was such a thing,
Yeah, Swiss Miss, that is a popular brand. You can find that in Dollar Tree, though. I mean, it's not like it's super expensive or anything.
Yeah, not anymore, anyway.
The brand that besides just generic old, wwhatever the grocery store brand, hot chocolate, I mean, that's probably what I had more often than anything.
Yeah.
Just the store brand, yeah, because, I mean, hot chocolate's hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate's chocolate anywhere you go, man.
But the main brand that I can remember growing up is the Nestle.
Nestle Rich Hot Chocolate. Mm-hmm. Warm chocolatey memories.
Yeah. And I think they do milk chocolate, and I think they have a dark chocolate,
yeah,
too.
No, most of them do now. Yeah, they have milk and dark. Mm-hmm. I think they even have a white hot chocolate, too, now. Yeah. Which is not technically chocolate, but...
And that one is really delicious.
It's warm chocolatey memories.
Yes.
Yes.
But as you said, we just recently saw the York Peppermint Patty Hot Chocolate, and I'm like dying to try that now.
Yeah, because it's going to be like a peppermint hot chocolate. I've had it, before. I haven't had York, but I've had a peppermint hot chocolate, and
My
it's really
sister-in-law introduced me several years ago to like putting a little candy the little teeny tiny, really thin candy canes, like dropping that in your hot chocolate. I thought, what are you doing? That is so
like a
weird.
Peppermint stick.
Yeah, peppermint stick. Yeah.
And it just kind of melts in there. And kind of gives it like a
peppermint flavor.
Not a full peppermint flavor,
no,
but
just a hint. The chocolate's still the strongest flavor, and then you taste the peppermint. It's so good. I was just like, when she told me, "Oh, try this," and I was just like, "What? No, you're weird." You know, that's just weird. But no, she's not, and it's good. And if you haven't ever tried it, you should try it, or possibly go get the York peppermint patty hot chocolate, because I'm sure that's probably a similar flavor. Yeah. Anyway, on to the British.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I grew up
We've
drinking...
mentioned a couple of them already.
We mentioned Horlicks and stuff, and Cadbury's, but Cadbury drinking chocolate is what they call it in Britain. And they had the Bourneville. That was the first one, I think. Bourneville Dark.
Oh, yeah.
Cadbury Bourneville, and that's their dark chocolate. And they had that before.
And is Bourneville a place? I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, Bourneville was their factory.
Okay.
And... our cat wants out now.
The perils of recording at home.
Yes. Kitties, what are you doing? But Bourneville was their factory where they made it, and that was their first chocolate. So they made that into drinking chocolate too.
Okay, yeah.
And
I've never had Cadbury. I mean,
they sell it over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's imported and stuff, but it's good.
You can get it in some of the grocery stores and obviously World Market.
You get it in you can get it in an industrial sized tin, or you can just get it in a tiny tin. But sometimes they do the instant hot chocolate.
Oh yeah,
which is with water. I think the Cadbury drinking chocolate, you have to make it with milk.
Okay,
with more milk.
Yeah,
because I remember I bought the tin of it once, thinking you could do it because it was fine powder. You could do it with hot water, but it didn't taste very good, and I was just like, oh, this isn't very good. And they were like, oh yeah, you have to heat up milk, and I was like, oh, I haven't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But so does it taste like the chocolate bars?
Yeah.
Or...
yeah.
Okay.
Taste like home. Options is another one.
See,
Options
if we ever do a YouTube channel, this is the kind of content that you can expect from us, because I'm like, I want to have a hot chocolate taste test now, I want to taste the Cadbury and see if it's, I mean, I'm sure it's good. I would never, ever assume that it wasn't good, but...
I think we need to get some, and we need to make it,
but
we need to do it this Christmas.
But I'm wondering if it's just hot chocolate. You know what I mean?
This Christmas.
I've drunk very few hot chocolates that I didn't like. It's just
yes.
No,
another one I remember growing up was Options Belgian chocolate.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
another brand. Mm-hmm. And that was instant hot chocolate. And they do a mint one now, and they do an orange one too, a chocolate orange.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, a chocolate orange one, and they do a white chocolate version.
I'm on an orange kick,
and
you
a
guys.
Salted caramel version, the usual
salted caramel.
Yeah. Which I think would be good, I think.
In a hot chocolate, it sounds like too much.
Yeah, maybe. But I do think that the Options Belgian chocolate, that was my favourite.
Options.
That's what it was called, Options.
And why is it Belgian? Is it actually from Belgium?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really.
Or they just they just want to be like, oh yes, Belgian.
This is Belgian.
Chocolate.
This is Belgian chocolate. You love Belgian chocolate in Britain, so you got to eat this. Probably had a bit of praline in it, praline flavor. Hazelnut flavor. Yeah.
Did you guys catch that? The alteration of his accent.
Praline, praline,
for
praline.
The American audience.
Praline. Also they do popular chocolate bar brands like Aero, Maltesers, Whisper, Galaxy. You don't. I mean, we haven't seen Dove, or we haven't even seen a Reese's hot chocolate, have we?
Oh God, no!
Can you imagine?
I'm shocked that
yeah,
there's
can you
not
imagine
one.
that?
Surely there's a Reese's hot chocolate. There's Reese's absolutely everything.
There's Reese's, well, yes. I mean, surely. I mean, I saw the other day 2 half-pound Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
And I can think of several people who would probably want one of them for Christmas.
Yes. Aero, Maltesers, Whisper, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to taste like chocolate, you know, because somebody... Well, when I was researching this, I looked on Tesco website, and Cadbury do a Cadbury Aero hot chocolate.
Okay.
Oreo hot chocolate, sorry, Aero. Oreo hot chocolate, like Oreo cookie.
I don't know.
And someone reviewed it saying, just tastes like Cadbury's, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, maybe, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't...
Because since Oreos were introduced... Oh, they were introduced in like
they're putting them in everything.
They're putting them in everything. They're doing... Cadbury have done a deal, and they're just with Oreo, and they're just like fusing their stuff together.
Well, they've got... I mean, again, this is off topic, but you've come to expect that from
it's similar. We're talking about chocolate here, you know. Whether it be hot or
they've got it in Milka,
temperature.
though, too, don't they?
Well, Milka's, it's a German chocolate, that is, yeah. Milka Oreo. So, Milka Dime Bar.
Oreos and everything. Galaxy... I think that's going to be similar to Cadbury. It's just going to taste like hot chocolate.
Oh, I do like Galaxy
but
chocolate,
the
though.
Maltesers
There is a
one,
difference between that and Cadbury. I mean, Cadbury's good, but...
You know, how you said Horlicks is like a malted milk drink. I wonder if Maltesers hot chocolate would taste sort of like that.
Like a malted milk bowl, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what is in the middle, isn't it? It's like malted milk.
Malted milk crispiness, yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. The Galaxy's going to be delicious, though.
Yes.
Galaxy, for those of you guys who don't know, Galaxy is the same thing as a Dove chocolate. So
yeah,
I don't know if we have a Dove hot chocolate here, though. That didn't come up when you were researching.
When I was researching, so you need to get on that, Dove.
I mean, I think
or Galaxy or whatever you're called.
What about Starbucks?
Starbucks do their own hot chocolate brand, yeah. And
that you can buy in the stores,
that you can buy in the stores.
Obviously you can get one like from Starbucks.
Yeah, no, and I have to say this, that was something of a ritual. I go to Tesco and there was a Starbucks right across the street, well, in the shopping centre, whatever it was. And I get myself like a large hot chocolate, and it was so good.
Yeah.
So Starbucks hot chocolate is pretty good. So if it tastes like it does in the store, you know, like their homemade version, you know, it's just like, well,
1 year.
I'm all for that.
We don't really do Starbucks that often because they're just so expensive, you guys. I don't really see the point. But
and they're in Target now. That's the Target smell. That's what I'm talking about. Every time I go to Target, I say it smells like Target. It's actually Starbucks. Starbucks gives Target
Starbucks
this
combined
kind of
with popcorn. No, you say it's got like a
popcorny smell.
smell.
Yeah. People who've been to Target will know what I'm talking about.
No, remember that, what was it, like white hot chocolate? It was a white hot chocolate, I think.
Oh,
you didn't care for it that much.
Yeah, no.
I really liked that, though. Yeah. Starbucks, I'm talking about.
It was like white hot chocolate.
It was called white hot chocolate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really, really good one.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it. The regular hot chocolate, though, A1.
That's funny, though. Speaking of white hot chocolate, you don't really see white chocolate.
Funnily enough, now that I thought about it, there is a Milky Bar hot chocolate out there somewhere. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it on a shelf somewhere.
Out there, floating around out there somewhere.
There's a Milky Bar hot chocolate, and that's made by Nestle, so it's got to be good, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we've
I think
exhausted.
We're all hot chocolated out.
I know. A couple of our patrons didn't want us to talk about this, but we did.
They shall remain nameless.
It's like, no, don't talk about that. If you talk about that, that's it. You know. You're over.
No, you'll
never work in this town again.
We love our patrons, and we would never talk about something they don't want to hear on Patreon, which is where you can go if you would like to dictate what we talk about, because we do.
And we won't listen to you.
We do.
No, we will. We will.
We do definitely take our patron suggestions, and every other month on Patreon we do a secret podcast just for our patrons.
Yeah.
So that's a benefit you can look forward to if you become one of our patrons.
Yes. So go do it now.
Other than that, you guys know what to do. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends.
Share it with your friends. That's the most important thing. Just share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Just record it off the TV. And send it to your friends.
This is not on the TV.
Well, it should be.
What is he talking about?
We're talking about things, yeah. It's like recording things off the TV, you know, how you used to do in the olden days.
With the VHS, yeah.
VHSs. Not even that, sometimes you just have an 8mm.
If you can, and if you would like to, we would also appreciate you to give us a rating on iTunes or Spotify, wherever you're listening to this, just so other people can find us and know that we are the place to come for all of your
Hot
British
chocolatey needs.
and American discussions. Yes. Including your hot chocolatey needs, yeah. So, anyway, as always, thank you for listening. We appreciate you very, very much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks very much, everybody.
Yep. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye.